Absolutely. He would definitely be able to place himself in a position of power. By him being a millionaire, he's definitely going to be able to have a lot of influence over staff. He's going to be able to be, use his crafty ways. Alex, like I said, he's already damn near convict already.
What's up, guys? Hope you had a good weekend. True Crime King back. So, this morning we're going to be watching a video that this guy interviewed the actual inmates that are from some of the South Carolina prisons that Alex Murdaugh is going to be transferred to. And we're going to get their take on what they think is going to happen to Alex Murdaugh, if they think he's going to get jumped, if they think he's going to get extorted, and everything in between. So hit that like and subscribe button for me, for the algorithm, and just because maybe you like this content. And here we go.
Alex Murdaugh was recently sentenced to life in prison in the South Carolina Department of Corrections for several horrible things, including murder. Now, you're probably thinking, what does this guy with a lousy beard and terrible haircut know about prison and what's going to happen to Alex in prison?
I wouldn't have got the neck tattoo either, but, 10 years in prison.
Well, it's a funny thing. I just got done serving 10 years in the South Carolina Department of Corrections, where Alex Murdaugh is headed to right
I haven't served 10 years. He has, like he just said.
this second. So I do have a little insight about what he can expect, what his time's probably going to be like, and things of that nature. But before I give my take, I decided I would reach out to a couple guys I met while I was in prison. And
I've never seen a dude with the little diamond stud in his nose like that either. But to each his own, right?
let you hear it from them directly. So I got on a FaceTime video call with this inmate, and the first question I asked him was, what do you say to people who think, man, as soon as Alex Murdaugh walks through those doors, he's dead meat. They're gonna get him. What do you have to say to that?
What I say this, I don't think that nobody's gonna jump on him. Being they used to be a lawyer, so anybody with common sense that's in the building is gonna automatically know that he's associated with law. He'll get a lawsuit on their ass, and he get a lawsuit on the prison.
Yeah, that's true, but if he's in there with killers and rapists and people that are in there for the rest of their lives, I mean, what are they gonna care about a lawsuit? I mean, they're in prison for the rest of their lives. I mean, some of them aren't gonna give a shit, right? But I guess this guy is in the prison, and he knows better than me, right? So I will defer to him.
I'm saying, and basically by a lawsuit being on the prison, it'll force, the staff to basically hold it on the inmates. And that'll pretty...
It doesn't mean I'm not going to disagree and I'm still going to have my own opinions. But you guys can think for yourself as well.
Much, eliminate the problem that he could possibly have as far as somebody jumping on him. And then you have people that also, want to get involved for their own gains and their own interests as well. So, and it won't, it'll likely be gang members and shit like that. So that ain't going to really just happen like that.
It's a good point, and I agree. The thing about it, in reality, I mean, unless your charges are really something related to, pedophilia, along those lines, people don't, what he did, it was terrible, it was horrible. But going in there, they don't really care about that. People aren't just, clawing at their doors. There he is.
Yeah, because all of, or most of them have done the same fucking thing, or worse, right?
Just get him. They don't care. They've probably done something just as bad or worse. inmates there.
I read his mind.
They got a lot going on. They got their own situations. They got their own plans and things they're trying to do and execute. And a guy like that, you do something to him, you know, he knows how to get some pressure put on the staff. Okay, usually staff will look the other way for most things. You know, there's an understanding there between the staff and the inmates. Usually they'll look the other way. A guy like this, he probably knows how to bring the right amount of pressure down on the staff. And when pressure gets brought on the staff, that's going to get handed down to the inmates.
Yeah, but what's Alec gonna do if someone kills him, right? He can't bring any pressure on the staff then, right? But I don't know. Just thinking, right?
And it's going to mess up their routine. It's going to mess up a lot of their plans that they have going on. You know, whatever that is. You know, no one's going to say, hey, just because you want to punch Alex Murdaugh in the face, you know, we don't care. That doesn't.
And YouTube censors, I do not want anything bad to happen to anybody. You know, I'm just saying. So, don't, you know, you already took down one of my videos.
Doesn't override everything that everyone here has going on. Now, although they won't just immediately attack him, that doesn't mean they won't try to extort him, which led to my next question. Is everyone watching? Do they see him on the news? Do they know he's coming? Are they eagerly anticipating his arrival?
Surely. If he go to a yard, you know, where it's more hostile to level 3s and shit like that, infested with the gangs and shit like that, then yeah, he'll definitely people be waiting on him. You know what I'm saying? People are already ready just to damn see him. You know what I'm saying? People just want to get around him. You know what I'm saying? People just ready to get with him. You know.
And real quick, he ain't no millionaire anymore. I mean, he's got over 100 people suing his ass right now for millions and millions and millions of dollars, right? Plus all the lawyers' fees and everything. He's broke. I mean, if he was on the street right now, he'd probably be declaring bankruptcy. I mean, yeah. Unless his family's going to be giving him money, right? Like his brother. But Alex Murdaugh, he don't have any money anymore, right?
I mean, so it won't be, it won't be no thing. You know what I mean? He'll definitely be expected upon arrival. You know what I'm saying? So the police can't protect you. None of this shit.
Surely indeed. Yeah, I mean, I don't care what you call it, extortion, an understanding.
But I don't know. He's kind of, you know, contradicting himself though, because, you know, he was just saying that Alec knows how to put pressure on the guards and everything. I mean, couldn't he do the same thing if they were extorting him, right? So, I don't know, that kind of doesn't really make sense to me at all. I mean, they're either gonna fuck with him or they're not gonna fuck with him. They're either gonna, you know, extort him or not extort him. What do you guys think? Put it down in the comments. What do you think's gonna happen to good old Alec when he gets into whatever prison they're gonna send him to?
Business. You call it what you want. You're gonna have to.
Real quick, I think within a year he's gonna try and take his own life. That's what I think.
Be useful. And that's not just for Alex Murdaugh, that's for anybody. If you're not useful to anyone, you're useless to everyone. And that's just not what you want to be in there, okay? Alex Murdaugh could be very useful in several ways that I could think of. Now, the level of extortion, the intensity of that extortion, you know, how serious can it really get? Well, he agrees with me, and the answer kind of depends on where you go. And unfortunately for him, because of the sentence he received, you're probably going to be going to one of the more dangerous yards.
Like I say, you know, he might go to Lee County, he might go to Broadville.
Lee County. It's a notorious yard, and for a good reason. In 2018, it was on the news because of one of the deadliest riots that has happened in the state prison's history. 7 inmates died, stabbed to death with knives, homemade axes, all sorts of medieval-style weapons. It's pretty bad, and that's probably where he's going to go. So, my next question for him was, what do you think this extortion would look like? How does that work?
Well, the extortion probably more so work like goddamn, a simple bargain. You know what I'm saying? By him being a millionaire, he's going to be an asset, and want to, get him more involved in whatever they got going on. You know what I'm saying? And they'll probably just link his ass in with them. You know what I'm saying? Whoever's getting the drugs and shit like that right there, that's probably, you know what I'm saying, he's going to be linked directly in. You know what I'm saying? By him being from a smaller town, he definitely, you know what I'm saying, he's not going to have a lot of homeboys and shit like that. So he definitely is going to, he might have a harder time because there's not a lot of people around where he's from that's going to happen.
Well, everybody that's known Alex Murdaugh that used to be homeboys with him, they ain't homeboys with him anymore. I mean, number one, the obvious reason, he killed his wife and son. And number two, everybody he knew and that cared about him, he stole from, right? He even stole from people that were disabled. I mean, everybody that you can think of, every walk of life. So Alec doesn't have any homeboys anymore.
I have a lot of influence. It's a small town. He'll probably catch more of a hard time.
Exactly. You got to think about it like this. There's no run-of-the-mill, low-level, nobody really knows this guy inmate who's going to just, really extort this guy. All right? It's going to be someone with a lot of influence, a lot of control, and a lot of power over what happens in these dorms, these yards, and even throughout the whole state prison system. Okay? Because there are many people like that. These guys are going to want him to fund really operations that help bring in contraband to them, weed, drugs, tobacco.
Well, yeah, they're going to want him to, but like I said, he's got over 100 lawsuits. He doesn't have any money, or the kind of money that they think he's got, or he used to have, right? That's what I don't think this guy is understanding. And real quick, that looks like a really comfortable, I guess that would be called a big ass chair, or is it a bed? I don't know, but I kind of want one. So if anybody knows what that thing is, what it's called, please put it in the comments for me.
Phones, whatever they want, we got the plan. We need the funds. We need the money. We need the money to make it happen, and that's where you come in. He's going to have to do it. He doesn't have to, but that's probably where you're looking at. Maybe something would happen to him. So, not cooperating with that, not the best strategy. What is a good strategy if you're Alex Murdaugh? That's exactly what I asked our guy.
I would say the best strategy and shit like that I would use is my legal experience. That would be my bargain. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I can help you out. I can help people with their cases. You know what I'm saying? I got money.
Okay. And see, now you're getting somewhere with that. Because Alec was a lawyer, and a lot of people that are in prison, right? I mean, some of them can't write that good, can't read that good. And 99.9% of them weren't lawyers, right? So Alec, even though he probably doesn't have that much money anymore, he could, make money in jail, or make, bargain with people in jail by helping them with their cases, or whatever they need help with legally, right? Hit the like button if you agree with me on that.
You know what I'm saying? I can, so hey, I'm more, I'm more of an asset.
I cannot stress enough how much I agree with that. I tell you, I don't care if you love the guy or hate the guy in prison. Nothing is more important. Your hatred for Alex Murdaugh is not more important than you going home. It's the most important thing there is to these guys. they want to get their cases overturned. That's what a lot of these guys are working on. And usually the only place they have to turn is hopefully there's a guy on the yard. Usually it's some guy who's serving a good bit of time himself. He spent a lot of that time in the law library, reading law books, to the best of his understanding. And
well, that's Alex Murdaugh to a T, right? He's got consecutive life sentences, and he knows everything there is about South Carolina legal system because he has done it most of his life, and his father and grandfather before him were doing it their whole lives too. So he's had 3 generations to learn from.
Knowledge, who knows how good or bad that is, and you're going to go to him and offer him a little bit of money to, hey, help me with my case, look through my stuff, see if I, help me put my case together to appeal my sentencing and the decision and all of that. And who knows what quality you're getting from these guys.
But here's the only thing. Since he's going to be going to a federal prison, he might not be going to a South Carolina prison. He could go to any federal prison anywhere. He could go to ADX Florence in Colorado, right? And the thing about that is every state, has its own, every state's different with its laws, and how everything works. So if Alex Murdaugh isn't in a South Carolina prison, he might not be as valuable like in a different state, that has different laws and all kinds of different stuff that he's never dealt with before because he's used to just the South Carolina law. But he still knows the basics, and more than anybody else is gonna know. So, but I'm just saying he's not gonna be as sought after in a different state, most likely, than he would be in South Carolina.
This guy, yeah, you're probably getting quality. I mean, that's going to be his strongest skill, one of the best ways for him to be useful in there. I mean, if you go to the most powerful guy on the yard, who has the most control over the most inmates, and you tell him, hey, I can probably help you get a lot of years knocked off your sentence, or maybe get your sentencing overturned completely. Well, you instantly become very important to that guy, and he's got the credentials to back up.
Yeah, but Alec, he's not. There's no way Alec could possibly say that because, he's not on the outside. He doesn't have, resources that he would normally have. I mean, people are probably going to be lying to him about what actually happened. So, I don't know. Yeah.
Whatever he's claiming he can do. That's just a fact.
And we know Alec lies, is a pathological liar, right? So he's probably going to try and lie to the inmates in there to make whatever he can make to benefit himself, just like he did his whole life out of prison. I don't see why he would change going into prison, right?
So immediately, nothing's going to happen to this guy, because if something happens to him, I lose the one person who might get me out of prison a lot sooner or immediately.
That's a good point, right? If he's helping, some feared or respected criminal in the prison, then nobody's going to mess with Murdaugh because then that guy will come after him, right? I'm guessing that's how it works in prison. If you've been to prison, let me know in the comments.
When you look at it from a standpoint of possibly financially and, legally, he could be the most useful and important inmate in the whole prison system to a lot of powerful prisoners.
Wow, that's a powerful statement. One of the most powerful prisoners in the whole prison system. I don't know about that, but Yeah, that's his opinion, right?
About that for a second. And you got to ask yourself, could Alex Murdaugh gain too much of an advantage? I mean, this guy's no slow leak. I mean, he's been doing this out here for quite a while. Mixing, mingling, making moves, rubbing elbows.
Yeah, but I think, he was able to get away with it so long out here because, number one, his family before him was so respected. And number two, he was born into a position of power. He had power over everybody. He was basically the law in South Carolina, right? So everybody's gonna try and be nice to him. Nobody's gonna challenge him. I mean, now, right? He's level. It's a level playing field now. So, he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to adjust to this new life of not being above and respected, and nobody's gonna be kissing his feet and trying to kiss his ass like they did on the outside for money or whatever, right?
He knows there's a power structure, and that doesn't just go for out there. That goes for in prison, maybe even more so. So of course I had to ask, what do you think? Do you think he'll be able to use his wits, use his cunning, use his skills to his advantage to ultimately set up shop?
Yeah, let's see what the guy in prison says.
And become a powerful person himself, maybe the most powerful.
What do you guys think before the prison guy answers? Do you think he's going to be able to be the most powerful prisoner?
The answer to that is absolutely. He would definitely be able to make.
I'm shocked that this guy said that. I would never have thought that. And even though he's in prison and he believes that, I don't think I'm too convinced with that. But I could be totally wrong, and he could be totally right, which he has a lot more experience. But, all these guys in prison have to, it just takes one to get on his bad side and just, take him out. I mean, it just takes one, right?
In a position of power. By him being a millionaire, he's definitely going to be able to have a lot of influence over the staff.
And see, they keep calling him a millionaire. He was a millionaire, guys. I don't think these guys understand. Once they realize that Alec doesn't have the kind of money that they think he has, because Moselle, that property was in his wife's name. All his money now is probably going to go to either his son, and the only money he's going to have is whatever his brother and his father and his mother give him, and they're both in bad health, right? And who knows how they feel after they just watched him get convicted of murder, right? But yeah, I mean, he's gonna have to pay all these people back that he stole millions and millions and millions of dollars from. He's got the same judge that doing all those cases that just sentenced him to 2 consecutive life prison sentences. So yeah, he's got a long. Alex is not gonna have that much money, in my opinion. Okay. If you disagree, please put in the comments and let me know why. And maybe I'm wrong on that too. But that's just my opinion. And yeah, so that's the end of the video, guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit the like button for me. If you didn't, it's okay. You don't have to hit the like button. Thanks for watching, and until next time, guys, True Crime King out.